So we're going to move on to the second phase of this morning. And what we're looking to do and trying to do is set a bit of context and demonstrate why the electric site project is significant and important. And so to do that, first of all, I'm going to just to share with you a couple of insights. So I'm not just a moderator. I've been working on the climate change issues since 1996. And we're at a very special time now. We had the Paris Agreement in 2015, and I want to touch on this report. This came out in the summer. This is the IPCC report. It was a special report that talked about the consequences of the impacts of global warming if we get to 1.5 degrees. Okay? Currently, through our efforts, we've got to 1 degree already. Okay? And global warming is likely to reach that 1.5 degrees between 2030 and 2052 if it continues at its current rate. Now then, if we stopped all the emissions right now, across the world, we would be able to limit. We wouldn't get to 1.5 degrees, so we could stop it. But the reality is, we're not going to do that, are we? We're not going to stop. And what's also important to note is, under the Paris Agreement, if we look at the commitments that we've all made, all the countries have made, those commitments are not strong enough or good enough. The pathways that they're predicting do not manage our global warming to 1.5 degrees. And so what we have to start to think about is, how do we avoid that overshoot? We don't want to get into a world where we're in 2 degrees. Even 1.5 degrees will give catastrophic climate change impacts on major populations around the world. And this report actually suggests that we have 12 years to take that action, to stop that. And so in December, COP24 in Poland, they will be discussing that framework to put these building blocks together so that collectively we can manage that global warming to 1.5, because we definitely don't want to go to 2 degrees. So this is really quite serious. It's very important to us. But of course, the construction sector has reacted to this for a number of years now. Across the world, we've seen action. So I'm from the UK. We've had some work done by the government on the infrastructure carbon review. We've designed systems and guidance around where carbon is in infrastructure projects, how to effectively manage them. You've had publications from the UN. And we'll talk a little bit about what's going on in Sweden in the next presentations. But it's my view that we now have the resources. We may not be particularly well organized with those resources to solve the problem. We also have some of the solutions, and I believe today we've seen a solution, which is fantastic. And we have some political will. But the challenge really for all of us is to understand the window of opportunity to change is small. And it's right now. It's in these coming years. And it won't last very long.